Hey guys, gals, good morning. Welcome to, the 11th episode of, C10 America Mornings. Hey, it is July 8th, 6:48 a.m. in the morning. I kind of slept a little bit. I was kind of beat. Got up here probably about 6, a.m. instead of 5, so I got that 1 hour sleep. I needed it. Hey, what's up, guys, gals, and C10 lovers right out there in YouTube land. Anyways, I wanted to come on here and give you a little update like I do each and every morning right here before you guys get up and head off to work and all that fun stuff. So, anyways, yeah, today is awesome Tuesday, going into another work week and all that. That's awesome. Anyways, you guys probably heard by now over the weekend. Me and Dad were gonna head on down to Weatherford, and I was gonna probably end up picking up my first C10 truck down there. Dad had one back in the day, but he sold it before I got my license and all that. So anyways, I had been talking to the guy for a whole week about coming down there. And what's so weird is the guy contacted me because I have a car on Marketplace over on Facebook that I'm trying to sell, trying to try it for a C10, whatever. And we made a deal that me and Dad would come down look at it. And so it wasn't really set in stone that I was gonna get it, but I was coming down to look at it, and I told him if I liked it, I was gonna go ahead and get it. Well, anyways, it led up until Thursday, last week. Thursday was, the last day that I had communication with the guy, and he pretty much ghosted me. He was boom, he was gone, and then he took and on Facebook, he blocked me, on Facebook, so I couldn't go see his profile. I couldn't text him or anything, and that was pretty, kind of cheesy, kind of messed up, And he would not give us his address to, come check out the truck. So, whatever. So, anyways, I started thinking about it, and it was a Dale Earnhardt themed truck. Even though, I like, Dale, and stuff like that, it would have been a, cool truck and all that. But then, I started thinking about it, what Dad said and Miss Terry said, that, out there, if you're trying to promote, C10 America, something you built from the ground up, and you're driving around in, like a Dale truck or, somebody else's truck, insert name or race car driver here, you're pretty much only promoting that or, them. And so I got thinking about it more and more. And so then I was talking with a friend of mine. We did an awesome rendering of, an 85 square body. And it's red and black. And it, I have the C10 America decal all over it, so it'll be pretty awesome. And then I'll have sponsors on the tailgate. So if you guys out there want to sponsor the the C10 America daily driver, you can contact me right, down below. You know, uh, we're making sponsorship packages for you guys. So if you want to put your name on, the C10 truck, what we're doing is at first we're doing an awesome wrap on the C10 truck, so we can put many logos on there and put our big C10 logo on the doors, and on the hood, and then on the tailgate. And then we're looking at probably putting a big QR code, on the top of the truck. So when we're driving around, and we're going under a bridge or under a overpass, there might be some people up there, and they see, the C10 America truck driving by. Then they can take their phone out, boom, and snap it, and that will take them right to our Facebook group. By the way, guys, we have over 68, count them, 68,000 members over on Facebook. Are you a member yet? Are you a member yet? If not, that's okay. Go over there and check it out. And then one cool thing about us being a public group instead of private, you can find us and you can go in there and you can rummage around, check it out, see if it's the right fit, for you guys. And hopefully it is. We do a lot of kind of different things than other groups do, and that we put a themed day in there. So like Monday is Marvelous Monday, Tuesday is Two for Tuesday, Wednesday is Wacky Wednesday, Thursday is Throwback Thursday, Friday is Fabulous Friday, Saturday is Show Off Saturday, and then Sunday is Fun Day Sunday. So we have all bases covered, all days covered, and we do a daily prayer. In there we post one up, and then every day that I do lives, I end that live with a prayer, and stuff like that. And our group is it's a family based C10 group, so it's family friendly and faith driven. It's awesome. We talk about some awesome stuff over there on C10s. We share stories, all that. And by the way, guys, if you have an awesome story out there, we want to hear about it. We want to put it on, that podcast right back there. And probably Friday night, I'll be doing a podcast, not live. We're gonna record it, and then we'll put it up over on Spotify. But this guy out there has been building this truck not for somebody else, but for himself, and it is awesome. And we'll be talking to him, coming up, this Friday. We'll be talking to other people and stuff out there. So that's you out there. You want to share your awesome story with us with our podcast. That podcast back there, we call it C10 America Talks. C10 America Talks. So you guys give us a comment right down below. And I know if you're working on, your truck, maybe your truck isn't ready yet, isn't done yet. That's fine. And totally understandable, totally, awesome. But maybe, if you have like an hour free time, we want to talk about that build. We want to talk about what direction you're going on your build. Are you going? Are you doing a LS swap on it? Are you keeping the 305? Are you upgrading? The horsepower. Are you upgrading? The exhaust system. You going to vintage air instead of stock air. Stock air, isn't gonna blow that good. If it's a 30-something-year-old truck, you need vintage air and all that. So, anyways, guys out there, hopefully, if you're listening, like vintage air, old air products, or Dakota Digital, or LMC, or Summit Racing, or WD-40, or let's see, Edelbrock. If you're out there listening, painless products, just bunch of you guys out there that do Art Morrison frames. If you guys out there, you kind of stumble onto this video as the weeks and the months roll on. I'll be going out to shops and garages, talking to guys and gals about their build, because there's probably a lot of shops out there getting ready for SEMA, or doing a SEMA build out there. So I want to be able to go out there, share their story, and much to like everybody's surprise or whatever. There has been too many people that they're very, very talented at what they do. They put out some bitchin' rides, and for far too often they've gotten kind of pushed back, like, oh great, okay, all right, yeah, no problem, and they really haven't gotten the credit they deserve on a build. So if that's you guys out there, you haven't got credit on one of your builds, maybe that build, sitting in the garage, and you spent all that, blood, sweat, and tears, on that build out there, and you don't really get any, credit or recognition for, doing that build. And maybe you did it all in your two-car garage, and stuff like that. One thing I have to say about our group over on Facebook is pretty much, well, every truck in there is awesome in their own right. Every truck is awesome and unique, and every truck over there, almost every truck looks like a Kindig build or a Foos build, and they did them in their two-car or one-car garage. That is awesome. That blows my mind. That there is so many talented people out there. Now I know the green truck that I have in the banner over on Facebook. If you guys haven't seen it, you'll see it right when you go on the page in the group. It's like that 68 stepper up there. It's candy apple green and gray right up there. That'll be the one that I'll be rolling up to the shows in right there, you know, as we go down. The one I'm talking about here, that with the red and the black, the wrap and all that, that'll be my daily. I will be out. I will be everywhere I drive. You know, the doctors, Walmart, boom, out to Red Oak, back, you know, all that. I will be driving that truck, you know, every day. So I need to make sure, you know, that truck has, you know, some good running gear underneath it, so I can get to where I need to go and back, you know, not only safely, but, you know, so nothing happens to, you know, the truck or, you know, the people inside the truck. But anyways, we do some awesome metal prints. I don't know if you guys have seen them. Well, maybe tomorrow I'll do another unboxing of a metal print, but you gotta check these. These are, you know, awesome. Anyways, this is, you know, 11 by 14. 11 by 14. It's on, you know, metal, you know, aluminum, and it sticks off, you know, the wall like about half an inch, you know, right there, about an inch, half an inch. It hangs right off, you know, the wall. These over in, you know, the group, guys, they are 99 bucks. If you're not a member, they're 125. Shipping on this is 25 bucks. So what I recommend, if you're not a member and you don't want to pay that 125, head over to our Facebook group, become a member, then you get these for only 99 bucks. And they take only 2 weeks to get, so from the time you guys order them and pay for them, these will show up at your door ready to hang. And real quick, that the next ones I do, I need to go to Walmart to get these little LED lights. I want to put LED lights around, you know, the print right here. They're like, I think 10, 15 bucks, something like that. They come with a little remote, right? And so it pretty much has every picture or every color in your photo. So I would look for like maybe a red or maybe the blue color light, and you put it on that. Well, when you have this bad boy hanging up, is gonna light everything. It's gonna backlight your print, so you're gonna get that awesome glow, you know, right around, you know, the print. So that'll be, you know, so cool. So these, if you're a member, they're 99 bucks. Shipping is 25 bucks, and it takes 2 weeks to get. And one cool thing, you guys can be wherever you are. You can be even out of the country, whatever. I think there's other, you know, shipping rates for that I can find out. But these 99 for members, 125 if you're not a member, and all you need to do, you send us your photo. Send us your photo. We can take and do, you know, one of these. If you want, you know, the big 20 by 30, 20 by 30, if you're a member, you're looking at $225 on that. If you're not a member, $250 on that. So you save 25 bucks, you know, on that being a member. And it's just like this, but it's, you know, bigger, 20 by 30. Then we do also, we do 16 by 20. And so depending on the photo, after we see the photo, we'll see if we can blow it up to whatever size you guys need it. The 16 by 20 for members, it's, excuse me, $185. If you're not a member, that 16 by 20 is $195. So you guys save, some money there being a member. So these are awesome. Anybody can get one of, these here, guys. That is awesome. And then, our C10 America magazine, since we're online and we're a digital download magazine, people want, stuff in their hands they can hold on to. That's why they want, a magazine. And me and Dad, we're old school. We like, the feel of, paper, the magazine in your hands. But guess what? That's not the case. We're digital now. We're, having so much fun with, digital and download. We can add stuff to our magazine that we could not do in print. That's so cool. Anyways, we do one of these after we take and feature, your truck in the magazine. If you're a member, these are only $99. If you're not, $125. Go be a member. Be a member. Then you guys get all the cool discounts and all that. The new T-shirts we're coming out with, they're $25 for the members, and then if you're not a member, they're $30. So $25 for being a member, $30 for not. But anyways, we do these every time you're in the magazine. You can choose to get one or not. We still go ahead and we mock it up. We save it on the computer in a file under your name. And so if you ever come back and say, hey, you know what, I want that metal print, that metal, we're calling this right here a metal feature because you're featured. So if you ever want that metal feature, you come back and then we're all, yeah, we got it. What's your name? Then we look up your folder. Boom. We, find it. So that is, awesome. My friends and all that. So anyways, go over to, the Facebook group and, sign up. But more than anything, we want to tell your awesome, exciting story, out there to, the masses. And that podcast right back there, guys, it is worldwide. So we took, I think we're talking to somebody over in, I think it was Norway or, over in England, something like that. And it sounded like, they're sitting right back there with us. That is awesome. I seen a couple weeks ago or a month ago that we had somebody listening from Sweden. That was awesome over at Sweden. Anyways, our prints will not fade, they will not run, they will not smear, and they will not smudge. And I have a testament to that. We're at the Gale, Texas car show, it just last year, and it was so hot outside at the Coyote store. It was so hot out there that Miss Terry and myself, went inside the car to cool off with the air, and when we got there, it was overcast. So we both said, "Hey, you know what? We don't need to put the booth up, the canopy up. It's overcast." Well, by the afternoon, the sun came out, and boy, we sure needed to put that canopy up because that sun kept on coming down, and it was so terrible, hot. But metal prints we had on, the table. I didn't bring the easels because, I didn't want the wind to blow them. So I had them on, the table. And they were right there in direct sunlight. They're getting their rays from, the sun. We're probably, we're out there from 8 o'clock in the morning until like about 4 o'clock, in the afternoon. And for a good maybe 2 hours or something, our metal prints, like the ones I showed you, but they're the big ones, they were on, the table. And, they're just getting bombarded by, boom, 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 sun rays and all that. And when I came out to, close up shop, put everything together and all that, they did not smear, they did not smudge, they did not run, nothing. And they'd been out there for like 2 hours or even longer than that, so that is awesome. That right there is a testament. And then I've a buddy of mine, Danny Signord, right down there in Graham. Him and his dad's shop caught fire early. I think it was early this year. I am so sorry about that. It was either this year or last year. I think last year. But they've since rebuilt, all that. Thank God there's nobody hurt, in the fire and all that. We did a awesome metal print of his Apollo, a couple years back, and he had it hung, on the wall in the shop and all that. And the whole building came crashing down and burning up and everything. And then I think Danny saw some over in the corner, over in the rubble, and he walked over, and there's something sticking out, and he pulled it out, and he wiped it off, and it was one of our prints. It was the one we did for him of his Apollo. It was, mind you guys, it was, a little dirty, dusty, and all that from the fire, but he takes a damp rag, and he puts some Windex on it or whatever, and he cleans that thing up and buffs that thing up. And after he gets done with it, it looks like $1,000,000. It looks as though we just dropped it off, the day before. So that is pretty awesome. And it tells me and it tells everybody else that we have a quality product. This held up during a fire. So that was so awesome. If I can, guys, I want to give you a couple of save the dates real quick here. Next year, 2026, May 16th. They're having the Rat Pack car show. The next one, the one we went to last year, they're having the next one next year, May 16th, the Rat Pack car show down there in Gale, Texas. You guys need to stay in Snyder for food, gas, and lodging. Stay there. It's only half an hour away from Snyder, So you fill up, your stomach, you fill up, the truck and all that, and then you head over to Gail. It's at the Coyote store over there. They have no gas station. They have no hotel over there. They do have a post office over there, guys. But so it is pretty cool. That show down there blew my expectations. Here I was thinking maybe a small, kind of show, not knowing really about it. But when I went, boom, it was totally, huge. So I'm thinking next year, hopefully I'll have my C10 by then. We'll cruise that, down there, and we'll put up, our booth right, down there, and that would be, awesome. So, anyways, folks, I'm gonna take you and get ready and get off here. But before I do, I'm not talking to you guys about everything we talk about over in the group. Only a couple of things, but I took guys and our group over on Facebook. It's been going since December 9th, 2022. And I still remember, the day I made that site. Me and Miss Terry were over at Dad's house on Dad's patio. It was raining early in the morning. She had her cup of coffee. She was on her phone. We're in the chairs, Adirondack, whatever, how you ever say it, deck chairs out there. And I thought about, hey, we're going to go ahead and we should design that, group, and all that. So we're talking to her, talking to Dad, and then, talking to a friend of mine. They were, the people behind, us starting, C10 America over on Facebook. And then my dad and Miss Terry, my baby said, you guys should do, some decals. So anyways, we did some awesome decals. We did a 4-pack available over at the website www.c10americamagazine.com, only for $10. So that's over at www.c10americamagazine.com. And then back in 2018, me and Dad started, our hot rod magazine that we retired to, focus more on C10 America. And we're taking these decals, which will never, ever be printed again. We're taking this, we're throwing it in, the mix here. So it was a 4-pack, then a 5-pack, now it's a 6-pack. So all you guys need to do, head over to the website www.c10americamagazine.com. Get signed up for free after you buy a sticker pack. So if you get a sticker pack, we'll take and we'll sign you up for free if you love, awesome, C10s and, what have you, all that. So anyways, guys, we're not quite up there yet. We haven't got monetized yet by YouTube. We're working on all that, but our tip jar is right down in the bottom. If you feel like you want to throw a quarter or something in it, go right ahead. We have that link, right down there. And so we know, everything you guys, give, your gift and all that goes to help, that awesome podcast back there. we're gonna start going out to all these shops and garages, doing all this awesome content and all that, and that keeps us growing and going. And don't worry if you guys can't donate. That's awesome too. We just want your support. Keep on watching these awesome videos. Go over, be a member in the group. And then plus, if you guys out there have a cool, unique, awesome story, we want to hear about it right here on the podcast back there. So anyways, this has been episode number 11 right here on the YouTube channel, C10 America Magazine. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe, stay blessed, and you know what? Keep it classic, people. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.